What you doing? Just putting the extra virgin back. Near the stove? In the window? What's wrong with that? That is no way to treat olive oil. That's what. I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, it's time for a top 5. A what? A top 5. Really? Right now? Right now. Top 5 extra virgin olive oil tips and myths. Ready, set, pour. Hello, lovely people. I'm Nicole Jolly. This is True Food TV, and we need to talk about our enemies. Olive oil has 4 big enemies: heat, oxygen, light, and age. You can remember them by the acronym HOLA. That's the Spanish word for hello, of course. If you consistently expose even the best extra virgin to any of those 4 things, the oil will degrade. You can tell your oil has gone rancid if it smells waxy, like crayons. The ideal container is opaque, like these, because it doesn't let in any light. Even a dark tinted bottle is good. The material of the container doesn't really matter, so long as it blocks out light and seals properly to keep oxygen at bay. Now, if you do like I do and use a clear decanter for cooking, make sure you store it in a dark pantry away from light and away from... Well, that's our next tip. Are you guilty of storing your olive oil? Here. I used to do this. Oh, and also in the hot cupboard right next to the stove. Storing olive oil next to the stove is like setting fire to the money you used to buy it. I know this may be the most convenient place, but you're just making it go rancid. Keep it in as cool and dark a place as possible, which means in my kitchen with all these windows, I have to keep it off the counter entirely and out of the sunlight. Just how critical is temperature? When producers are making extra virgin oil, they are obsessed with keeping the olive paste cool. They use thermometers to continuously check the temperature, because the very definition of virgin is olive oil produced without using chemicals or heat to alter the oil. If you want the full story of what goes into producing olive oil, then you're gonna have to check out my episode, Extra Virgin, How Is It Made? I'll link it at the end. We filmed this season's olive harvest, and it is absolutely epic. Okay, so if you buy extra virgin in a dark bottle and store it properly, how long is it good for? Olive oil, stored correctly, should be good for 2 years from harvest. But once you open that bottle, you should use it all up in 2 to 3 months. Every bottle should have a best by date or a harvest date. Go look at your olive oil right now. If you're already past the best by date, get that stuff out of your kitchen and buy a fresh bottle. It will transform your life. Which brings me to the A in HOLA. Olive oil does not get better with age like wine does. You should think of olive oil like you do a fresh fruit juice, because that's exactly what olive oil is, the fresh juice of the olive fruit. If you are gifted an expensive bottle of extra virgin, please do not save it for a special occasion. Use it immediately on everything. In fact, I'll show you some of my favorite ways to eat and cook with olive oil in just a second. But first... So now that you know how sensitive olive oil is to heat, oxygen, light, and age, you should choose a size bottle that is in proportion with the amount and frequency that you regularly consume olive oil, because as soon as you open that bottle, the clock starts ticking. Instead of buying a big, massive bottle that takes 6 months to get through, try choosing a size that takes you just 2 to 3 months to consume. And then, when that's done, buy a fresh one. This way of using olive oil actually opens up a whole world of opportunity to try new flavors and varieties. The next time you go to your grocery store, stop and check out the extra virgin choices you have. Maybe buy a different one you've never tried and see how it compares in flavor to what you're used to. Because there really are differences. I go into all of that in my extra virgin How Is It Made video. There's a lot of confusion out there about whether it's safe to cook with extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to make it simple. Yes. And that includes frying, which I'll come back to. I basically keep 2 kinds of extra virgin in my kitchen at all times. A less expensive bottle for cooking, and a bottle in the $15 to $25 range when I want the extra virgin to really infuse the food. And I'm talking about more than just salads. I pour it over cooked vegetables, just before they hit the table, over soups, over pasta. It's one of the easiest and most overlooked ways to add a ton of flavor to an otherwise ordinary meal. Think of extra virgin as a condiment that has the added benefit of being really high in antioxidant compounds that support your cardiovascular and immune systems. And the stronger the flavor of the extra virgin, the higher the concentration of those healthful compounds. One of my favorite ways to cook with extra virgin is to roast vegetables. This is hands down the most delicious way to eat them. From potatoes to carrots, even broccoli and cauliflower, you can do this to anything. Chop your vegetables evenly, massage them with oil, and roast them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit until tender. They come out caramelized and delicious. Now, if you're cooking greens, this is your tried and true way to cook them. Cover the bottom of a pan with extra virgin. Heat it up on a medium flame with a clove of minced garlic. When the garlic has sizzled gently for about 30 seconds, you don't want it to darken. Add your washed greens. Don't worry about the water still clinging to them. You want that. Add some salt. Cover the pan, lower the flame to medium-low, and let them half steam, half braise in the oil. Your greens will be positively addictive. Eat them as a side dish, stir them into soup, or toss them with pasta, a little Parmigiano Reggiano, and you've got dinner. Okay, finally, let's get to frying. Extra virgin is incredibly stable at high temperatures because it's high in antioxidants and monounsaturated fats. I grew up eating my mom's delicious chicken cutlets fried in olive oil, meatballs, breaded fish. If she was frying in olive oil. Now, my go-to weeknight meal are these killer zucchini feta pancakes, which get deliciously crispy edges as they fry. I'll be posting the full recipe for these in my next video, so look out for that. Meantime, hop over with me to southern Spain, even if it's just to drool over the most spectacular landscapes we've ever filmed.